Serena Williams declares herself a huge fan of Carlos Alcaraz and says the records are there to be broken. When Serena Williams speaks about another athlete, the tennis world listens. On a recent visit to Spain, while accepting prestigious Princess of Asteria's award for sports, Serena took a moment to speak candidly about Carlos Alcaraz. I'm a huge fan of Alcaraz. I always call him when he plays just to cheer him on. That, coming from a woman who rewrote the history books, changed expectations for women's sport and defined greatness in. Her era carries weight. Why it matters. Passing the torch. Serena's career was marked by 23 Grand Slam singles titles, dominance over decades, and a legacy of breaking barriers. In congratulating Alcaraz and affirming her fandom, she's not just offering a compliment. She's signaling a generational shift. Alcaraz, in his early 20s, has already amassed major titles, wowed the crowds, and become the face of men's tennis. Serena's endorsement underscores that. She sees potential in him, not just win, but to transform the sport like she did. She reinforced the idea that records aren't immutable. Those records are there to be broken. It's a message to Alcaraz and the tennis lovers everywhere. Greatness is not static. It evolves beyond admiration, a call to action. What makes Serena's words meaningful is her dual nature, admiration and challenge. By calling herself Alcaraz's unconditional fan, she speaks from a place of personal support. But by emphasizing that records are there to be broken, she sets a higher bar. It's as if she's saying, you're already amazing, but I believe you can do something even more extraordinary. And on a broader scale, this serves as inspiration for the entire sport. If a titan like Serena can acknowledge a younger star and publicly trust his ascendancy, it invites fans, sponsors, and fellow athletes to do the same. The record's in sight. Let's be honest. When Serena uses a language of records, she means the big ones, the Grand Slam, tally the all-time greats. For Alcaraz, that means chasing the likes of Novak Djokovic, 24-plus majors, and the legends who preceded him. Serena's belief that the records are there to be broken frames Alcaraz's future not just as competitive, but historical. It shifts the narrative. From could he win another major to could he redefine greatness, a personal side of the story. During her remarks in Oviedo, Spain, Serena reflected on her own journey, her father's influence, her early days of fighting for equality and prize money, and the legacy she wished to leave. When she pointed to Alcaraz, it wasn't just about tennis. It was about values, courage, ambition, maturity at a young age. She said, Alcaraz is very young, but I think it's possible if he stays at this level. In doing so, she recognized Boa's talent and the responsibility that comes with it. The symbolism of a champion supporting a challenger. There's an emotional beauty in this moment. One champion openly rooting for the next. Serena, whose career has been defined by dominance, is now offering support and belief rather than rivalry. It's a symbolic handoff. The torch may not yet be passed, but the intention is clear. She's saying, I've carried it. Now you're ready to light it. Again, for fans, athletes, and the sport at large, that a powerful narrative of continuity and evolution, what it means for tennis future. Serena's statement does more than praise Alcaraz. It forecasts the future. Tennis isn't stuck in nostalgia. It isn't clinging to yesterday's champions. The sport is moving forward, and the next wave includes players who will reach higher, move faster, think smarter by publicly endorsing Alcaraz's potential. Serena signals that the sport's apex is not static. Records are targets, not finish lines. Champions come and go, but the spirit of greatness continues. The human element beyond titles and statistics. Serena's words reflects something deeply human, belief in someone's potential. She said she actually calls Alcaraz when he plays a cheer on an almost intimate act of support from one elite athlete to another. It shows a side of sports often hidden: connection, respect, community. In a sport where rivalry is intense, this moment reminds us that greatness isn't just about defeating opponents. It's about uplifting peers. Challenges await. Of course, the path isn't easy. Alcaraz will face injuries, rivalries, expectations, just like Serena did when she encourages him that records can be broken. She's also implicitly acknowledging the weight of those burdens for him. Her words serve as encouragement, but also as a reminder what it takes: consistency, resilience, humility, because breaking records isn't about one meteoric moment. It's about sustained excellence, a moment that transcends sport. When Serena Williams, one of the most dominant athletes in history, stands up and declares, "I'm a huge fan of Carlos Alcaraz. The records are there to be broken." It becomes more than a quote. It becomes a chapter in tennis history. It's a moment where past meets future, where admiration becomes invitation, where records become goals. For Carlos Alcaraz, it's a beacon. For tennis fans, it's inspiration. For the sport itself, it's evolution. And for Serena Williams, it's a continuation of a legacy not just built on winning, but built on uplifting and believing in what comes next. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next